What's good, people? I have a clone for you. Not a cologne, a clone. I'm a big fan of the clone houses. But man, this fragrance I got right here, it's just it's an insult, really. I'm reminded of a saying, and I don't know why people have stopped saying it. If something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. I have a clone of the one and only Louis Vuitton L'Immensité. You know, the other day, L'Immensité was my scent of the day. I spoke about that fragrance, a fragrance that I've worn like over a dozen times. I'm pretty familiar with the fragrance, and as a matter of fact, I wore this clone side by side just to give it the final comparison, really the final nail in its coffin. I also have another clone of L'Immensité. It's called Vastness of Citrus by Dua. I brought this out to kind of explain my hatred for this fragrance called Lowe Immortal. It's one of the worst fragrances I've ever purchased. Thank God that it wasn't very expensive. And the reason I'm talking about this fragrance is that this fragrance was so hyped up by the community. Even people I trust that are not shills or scammers hyped this fragrance up. And well, either they were scammers or they suffer from BNS, broken nose syndrome. I'm going to do the community of shillfluencers a favor and not name names on this video. But the only people that aren't shills that like this are just big fans of this Middle Eastern clone house trash. And yes, it is trash. This is coming from a fan of clones. Maison Alhambra, Latafa, they are trash. But this fragrance right here, for the love of God, I'm really just making this video because you're going to see a bunch of bottles like these, and they'll say Maison Alhambra or some other offshoot, Middle Eastern name that you've never heard of, like Fragrance Baba, Muhammad, or whatever the hell they're calling themselves lately. Listen, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. You're not getting a $350 Louis Vuitton fragrance for $30. You're just not. The only thing that's going to come close is if you buy like one of these. But let's talk about this fragrance that everybody hypes, that everybody says, it smells just like L'Immensité. No, it doesn't. Just from the cap, you get a bunch of ginger and grapefruit. I see what they're trying to do. They're just failing at it miserably. The grapefruit smells like pine sol. It smells like bathroom cleaner. The ginger is way too pronounced. They add, I don't know, is ginger like a cheap note to put in a fragrance? Because it's here in buttloads. The cheap synthetic rosemary they probably put in is probably adding to that pine sol smell. The labdanum sucks in it. What else is in this fragrance? The musks are barely there, and the ones that are, they smell cheap. And just like the other terrible Middle Eastern clones, the only reason these people really like it is because it is a good performer. This thing does last about 8 hours. The thing does project like a beast. But if you step in some dog crap in the yard, I'm pretty sure that'll last a long time on your shoe, and it'll also project very well. This fragrance is horrible. It gave me a headache. Rational, intelligent people really believe that they have some kind of secret formula, this Lowe Immortal. Some secret sauce, some secret recipe that can replicate a $350 Louis Vuitton fragrance. It's laughable at this point. I mean, I have here Vastness of Citrus from Dua. This isn't a very good clone either, but it does smell pleasant. I'll tell you about this. It does have a grapefruit, not as sparkling and as vivid as Louis Vuitton's, but it is there. The musks are very dirty, but they're also there in proper amounts. Let me put it to you in an even better way so that you can understand easier. This is basically the same picture Louis Vuitton is painting, but not as bright and vivid and colorful, a little duller, with some dirty musks at the base. But this does smell pleasant. This is wearable. This is just not a very good clone of Louis Vuitton Le Majesté, but it is a very good fragrance. This is trash. This is either going to go on a Facebook cheapie group so that I can get it out of the house, or it's going to be in the bathroom, and not even for the dumb easy reach scents that I keep in the bathroom, but to literally spray the bathroom. This fragrance isn't worth $40. It isn't worth $30. It isn't worth dollars. If I ever encounter anybody in real life that actually likes this garbage, I will hand it to them for free. People, please stop buying these. You're wasting your time. You know, in a week or in a month, there's going to be some other bottle that's the same shape with the same cap with a different name, and somebody's going to swear, oh yeah, the John Lowe? No, that one. But this one, but this Alibaba clone, this is the one. No, they're not. They're garbage. I couldn't tell you how many Latafas or Maison Alhambra clones that I've purchased that were just an absolute waste of money. Another example of how this community will lie to you to sell you a bottle. But I promise you, this is the last Maison Alhambra, John Lowe, Latafa, Fragrance World. It's the last one I'm ever going to buy because every single one of them has just been a complete waste of money. Let me fall on that grenade for you. I've already fallen on it. Save your money. Don't buy this trash. I don't know how many new clone houses have to pop up, but it's been years already. It's Dua, Sensual Obsessions, and Alexandria, and that's it. Everything else is garbage. And if you really want to take it up a notch, and you're not as concerned as how close a clone's going to get, you just care that it smells good, these kind of inspirations that Parfums Vintage makes, they're not one-to-ones, but sometimes they smell better than the originals. Stick with the tried and true. Stick with what we know works. Because we know this doesn't. This is garbage. I know you've been convinced that these fragrances only cost $3 to produce. Therefore, like Armaf or Latafa, or they can produce the same thing. No, they can't. Louis Vuitton and all these other niche houses, they buy these fragrances by the damn drum. They invest hundreds of thousands, sometimes even millions, into just the ingredients. You think Maison Alhambra is buying millions of dollars worth of ingredients for this? If that's true, I got a bag here full of magic beans, and I'm selling them at the low price of $100 each. Click on my affiliate link, or go to my website, buyabeanyoumoron.com. At least you can eat the bean. At least your body will digest the bean and what little nutrients are in it. Don't let your skin or your body come in contact with this absolute garbage. It belongs in the garbage. The garbage man might not take your garbage if it smells like this. He might think it's full of insecticides or some kind of poisonous chemicals. Again, John Lowe Immortal from Maison Alhambra. Avoid it like the plague, or a woman who just wants to be friends.